Hello everybody, welcome back to my Rover Streetwise, and I'm going to do something today that I've been promising to do for literally ages. I'm going to fit some new brake pads. Got them in here. They're from a company called Drive Tech. Never heard of them. See there, they fit Honda's Rover 25, 45, 200, 400, 800, City Rover and the Streetwise. So yeah, let's get these fitted. Oh, and just before we go any further, you will not believe how much these brake pads cost. No, you're wrong. The winning bid that I placed on eBay was 1 pence. Literally 1 pence. I'm going to pop it up on the screen here to prove it. All right, it was, what, just over £6 in the end, including postage. But as you can see there, the winning bid, 1 pence. Here are them, my new brake pads. Plenty of meat on them, as you'd expect, them being, well, yeah, brand new. I've never changed brake pads before, so this should be an experience. It's a job that, you know, any competent home mechanic should be well able to do. We've got the other two in there, some instructions, might give them a quick read. But, yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. All right, look, I know I'm probably going to have to replace these discs at some stage. A pretty hefty lip on them, and they're fairly corroded. Probably new calipers as well, but maybe not. They actually don't look too bad. I did dismantle these back in late winter actually, and did kind of grease them up and stuff because they were a little bit sticky. So, you know, I'm hoping that has kind of added a little bit of life into them. Everything else under here looks okay, thankfully. Still plenty of the original under seal, preventing any major corrosion. Don't want to look in behind the plastic bits, because they usually hide rot, and that's a little bit of moss there, as if to prove the point. Right, okay then, so let's, where's that? Under there somewhere, isn't it? The bolt that I've got to undo. Let's get cracking on that. Here are the current brake pads, and there's not a lot of meat on them, is there? Flipping heck, look at that. In true Crap Car Collective style as well, I haven't got a tool to compress the piston in the brake caliper. So that's not great, is it, really? I've tried one of these clamp thingies that you use for like bathroom sealant and that, whatever they're called. I know there's a technical name for them, and I've only gone and broke it, haven't I? So I seem to remember using a G-clamp the last time, and that worked pretty well. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge in a little while. These brake pads are stuck on solid. There's actually, hang on a minute. No, that one might be coming out there. Yeah, it is. Oh, twat it again. I'm ruining my good. Actually, you know what? We'll use this. Look, it's just falling apart, look. When were they last changed? And there is the aftermath of the removal of the brake pads. This one actually had a little bit more meat on it than I thought. It's not a disaster, that one, I don't think, is it? Could be worse. But the other one has fared a lot worse, a lot more badly. Is that an acceptable phrase? The friction material, which that's all that was left of it, has fell off, and you got the little backing sections and all that. So they are definitely fit for the bin. There are then my new pads in situ. Plenty of meat on those. And yeah, I found myself my G-clamp. My trusty old G-clamp, and I managed to compress the piston in there. So I'm going to get all of this now reconnected up, going to do the other side and see where we are at that stage. Okay, honesty time, and I did a stupid. That last clip that you saw there was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and as I came over to the passenger side to disconnect the brakes over here, I sheared 2 bolts off the caliper. Yeah, both of them. Not great, really. But thankfully, I've got myself a replacement kit for this side. New sliders, new grease and all that. So let's save this and get it fitted. Yeah, so as you can see here, the caliper can just slide clean off, which is obviously exceedingly dangerous. You might just be able to see, there we are, the sheared end of both of those bolts. You know what, I think it was just something as stupid as I hadn't recalibrated my mind from doing the driver's side, so I was, you know, not lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, I was doing it the other way, and it just ruined them. I did do a Google, and people did say that the bolts are rather easily sheared off, but that obviously means now that I'm going to have to take out the brake sliders and fit new ones. But thankfully they're both included in this little pack that I showed you a minute ago. And yeah, I mean, these are most likely the original ones. So no harm in refitting new ones, I suppose, is there? Oh, look, the good folk at Discount MG Rover Spares. Left me a little sweet, isn't that nice? Gobbled my sweet up, that was lovely. So we've got here then, bolt 1, bolt 2, and the 2 brake sliders, but we seem to be missing the grease. There's supposed to be a little sachet of grease that comes with it, and I mean, I forced the box open, so I mean, I'm looking around to see if it's like flowing off anywhere, but it hasn't. But thankfully, I've got some, which is a great relief. Yeah, it's just on the website, there's like a little silver sachet of grease, but I mean, I'm just checking to see if there's any kind of secret compartments in there, and it definitely hasn't gone anywhere around here, so oh well. There is the old and new. Just sort of noticed there that the old one is quite a bit longer than the new one, but hopefully that's not going to be much of an issue at all, really. Doesn't really look it from that angle, but there we go, look, so, you know, quite a bit longer. There's the sheared off end. So, gonna get this new one greased up now. Annoyingly, I haven't got any gloves, so I've run out of them. Look at that, first one's on, and it does slidey things. So got the second old one out. I'm gonna fit the new one too. Oh, this is getting exciting. Oh yeah, and look at my lovely shiny brake discs. And don't forget, they only cost me a pence. There we are then, both new sliders in. Nice and slidey. Excellent stuff. So I think it's time then to get that brake caliper bolted back on, and then we can edge ever closer to bringing this mighty steed for a drive. All right then, so there we are. It's back on. I mean, I pray to God it's back on. I suppose I'll find out, won't I, when I apply the brakes that spears me into a ditch. Okay then, so this is the moment when I find out whether I've done it properly or not, the brakes. First time I've driven it in quite a while actually too. It's nice to be back. And it's nice to rely on this terribly shaky phone mount. I do apologise for that. So let's try some brakes from 4th gear. Yeah, they're definitely doing brakey things. I know you've got to bed brakes in, haven't you? New brakes. Takes quite a while. Would it be right in saying a few thousand miles perhaps to properly bed them in? 3rd, 4th. Extremely low on fuel as well, and this car doesn't have a low fuel warning light. So, you know, repetitive braking is going to zap it of all its petrol. The joys. Pump that pedal a little bit more. Something rattling around over there. Yeah, as you can see here, I haven't got any door trim. It's because the window doesn't do anything at the moment. So we're just going to leave that well alone. Right, let's put the foot down a little bit here and do a bit of a braking test. Never really been able to do such a thing in this car in my ownership so far. So that's 4th, that's 5th. And let's go for it now. It's definitely got brakes, but it's not got a lot of brake pressure. The pedal does go quite far to the floor, so not ideal, but let's try it again. We're in 5th. It's okay actually, you know, that's not bad. Little quick mid braking gear change down to 3rd so I don't stall it, but yeah, alright then, you know what, I'm going to call that a success, perhaps a limited success due to the long brake pedal that I've got, but yeah, you know what, I've never done brakes on a car before. This is the first time ever, and I've got to say I'm pretty happy with that. That's us in 3rd gear again. Let's just try the brakes. Coming up to a junction, let's slam them. Yeah, that worked alright, didn't it? I think I confused that lady there walking her dog, sorry. So we'll give it another little spurt of speed here in 2nd gear and apply the brakes, and yeah, you know what, I'm happy. This gearbox that was woeful, there's 2nd eventually. And park it again. Let's just try it as we roll backwards. We're in neutral. Oh, I even locked up. Let's try that again. That was quite fun, wasn't it? And okay, yeah, right, okay, good stuff. Locked up again. That's relatively addictive, actually. So let's go as far forward as we can. And you know what? The brakes do work. I can confirm that. And my little, let me show you this. My little sunshade up here has actually moved there. It's nice and loose. So that proves that my brakes work. Yeah, that's all really from this video. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be a lot more Streetwise content coming soon. Bye. You know what, having said that all worked really well, those brakes are actually really rather toasty. Just put my finger down, I feel the heat radiating off that one that I've just been working on. This one over here, though, isn't quite as hot. Although, actually, I've just touched it there, and it is quite hot. But, I mean, I really was slamming the brakes on there, wasn't I? So, hopefully, that's why.